Okay, guys, people, girls, and even animals. I'm just gonna go through all my decks right now. I haven't really been playing any games at all. Not even Call of Duty. Not even my DS that much. Nothing because of all this website crap I'm doing. And I mean it just gets boring. Like seriously, that's why it's. And plus, time goes by fast. I don't know what the heck happens. It's like all of a sudden, it's like I wake up, go on the computer, do some stuff, and then, it's time to go to sleep all of a sudden. It doesn't make any sense. But, yeah, that's pretty much that, I guess. I don't know. But, I have a bunch of random decks, but for this deck, it's the first. I'm gonna go down the row. Names, don't pay attention to names. Don't pay attention to the side cards. I always just have extras there. Some of them might just be cards, that I don't want to forget. So I put them in a side deck somewhere in one of these decks, and that's the side decks. Yeah, it's not actual side decks. I don't even make side decks. So my decks probably are actually good, if you could side deck with them, because side decking does help. So some of my decks probably actually would be better than I think they are because of side decking. But you can't do that here. So for this deck, it's real simple. You just it's real simple. You just look at the deck. You should probably get the picture. These are kind of randomish, maybe. I don't know, but it's just you use Blaze Accelerator to destroy your opponent's monsters. The continuous spell cards help the Dragon Queen, Dweller in the Depths. He can recycle all this stuff, and since Polyverse is at 1, you probably like 2 or 3 of these in here. I have 3. I probably put like 2 if I, ever fix this deck. But yeah, it's just there. This is to make your opponents weaker. This probably, it could help probably. If your opponent doesn't have enough life points to play a card, they can't do nothing anymore. So this, stops Tour Guide, Dandelion. So that's why that's in here. This, destroys I think all the monsters on the field, but you can't use this if you have this on because the token's 1,000 attack. But it's here because it's like a dark hole, a quick play dark hole. And that's it for this deck, I guess. This deck's actually pretty good. It's kind of up to date too. So you could probably use it and win sometimes, but now today's decks, it's just I don't even know how you're supposed to win. It's just I think it all depends on luck now. It's like the game's like no longer. Actually, I don't think it ever was not depending on luck. Not the. Actually, yeah, that's true. But this deck is just it's decent. Card Trooper. Probably middle something. Draw a card. That guy. Move from play. Probably Gores and Alchemist. And when Alchemist goes, you can get Gores back or the Alchemist. And remove this guy and Gores maybe. Then when Alchemist gets destroyed, like a different one, get this back to your hand. And then since that's light and that's dark, you could summon that like easily. It's like a little combo thing that happens sometimes. And plus Necrophase, it recycles the remove from play, so it helps. And then Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, MST, regular stuff called a Haunted. It's a decent deck. It wins, it loses, but all decks wins and lose. It's like, the Infernity deck with 3 Infernity launchers or something, Then it's kind of like lose. They win and lose too. So, yeah, that's Yugioh. This is a Final Countdown deck. You can tell I didn't fix it or anything yet because it has 2 Polyverses. I don't think I can even put 2 in here. Yeah. But anyways, it's just Final Countdown. You just have stolen cards, and this card is really good actually for this deck because you draw a card, and you don't have to use Battle Fade or anything because you're not gonna take damage next turn. So it's good for Final Countdown. I mean, you would definitely have 3 of these for a Final Countdown deck. I don't know why you wouldn't. And yeah, that's it for that. This is that Crystal Beast deck I had. I haven't actually fixed it or upgraded it yet or anything, but yeah, that's just that. It's just it's pretty. I mean, anybody could use this, I think, or at least that's what it always seems like to me. Because decks, you look at the deck, then that's all you need to know. So here, you just play Crystal Beast. Hyena gets this guy. You can get Bazoo, remove from play, like Carbuncle, and then use that to get the Carbuncle, and then use the Carbuncle's effect, and And then there was Gold Sark that you would probably use on that most of the time, so that you can summon like a Pegasus from a graveyard and stuff like that. And that's pretty much that deck. This deck I never finished it, but I was just gonna use Crystal Beast because of the continuous spell stuff, and then this because of the continuous spell stuff, and then that because these work with discard, Dweller, and Adepts. And then if you ever, get the fusion one, then you can get like Dragon Queen or maybe Light and Darkness Dragon, and you equip it to this guy. But I never finished this deck. You can tell there's only 40 cards. I obviously was just putting cards together and then make it shorter from there. But I never did that. So, but that's what that one is about. This is Destiny board. I think I only won once with it. Or twice. So it's not really that good, but you get the picture. That protects the spell and traps. That stops stuff like killing that by battle and stuff. But Amos 2's up 3. Trishula's not banned yet, and I mean, so this deck probably would never be that good unless they make a really good card for it. Maybe like a Crystal Beast monster or a continuous spell or something that changes its name so that you can change your name to one of the spirit messages. But unless they do that, this deck I don't think it's gonna be like ever. Or unless you have your deck that's made of synchro, like one of those Stardust things, then you just wait 5 turns. Maybe like that. But for now, I don't know how this deck's good. I mean, it probably can be good, but I just don't know the way. This is a deck I threw together yesterday. I mean, I never used Light Sworns before, so I can't really say. I don't know. But I only tested it once, I think, and I lost. And well, yeah, it was pretty much gonna use this guy a lot. So mill and stuff. You get, and if this is in your hand, you can get this to your hand from your graveyard. Because that's a warrior type, and if I had Beckoning Light in here, which I would probably do, I could use that too to get this card back because it's a light type. And what I always thought was a good combo or something is to move for play Judgment Dragon and Gorz to summon that or something, and then use this to get the Judgment Dragon and Gorz back to your hand. And when you think of that, you're like, wow. Because you have that on the field and then these 2 in your hand. Or Archlord Crystal. If you have 4 fairies, then you summon that, special summon that, and add a fairy to your hand like that one. And then if you had a Light Sworn tribute to summon that, that's how this deck was gonna work. An Alchemist, if that's removed for play or something, get it to your hand. Phantom Chaos, there's a fact, it could be, Lila, another Judgment Dragon, stuff like that. This is the Exodia deck. I think this deck's still, or actually I think this deck is really good. Mostly because of, or the draw power. Like summon this, and then that's plus, not plus, but it's a free one card for one card. But then you get spell counters. So it's like you play that, play that, play that, play that. Your deck is 3 cards shorter, and then you get one counter, draw another card, and then probably play that again, or tune table or something. Another card. And then, discard this to get 2 from your deck. And then probably Darkwood Dealings. And then discard Volcanic Shell. Then get Shell from your deck to your hand. And then, Avarice, put them back, get 2 more. And then when you don't have nothing left or something, Magical Mallet, you're probably going to shuffle like 7 or 8 cards back to your deck. And this one was like a last resort. Or if you got Monk out. If you got Monk out instead of using Power Duality. For this deck, since it's an FTK deck, it's always either Duality or Monk. Whatever comes first, you use. And if you have nothing left, equip that, draw 2 cards, see what those last 2 cards are. This deck is supposed to be graveyard less, and it actually was pretty good when I used to make it. I guess it's not good anymore because decks are broken compared to like 2 years ago. But yeah, graveyard less, like this card, draw 2 cards, but I have to have 4 remove from play and nothing in my graveyard. I have to have nothing in my graveyard for this too, and it's like a Monster Reborn for remove from play zones. Treacherous Trap Hole, can't have any traps, but it destroys 2 monsters on the field, so that's pretty decent too. Yugioh, no monsters in the graveyard, you can special summon it. And then this remove from play spells, monsters, and normal traps. So that's how that works. And that one, gains 500 attack, 400 attack and defense for every card removed from play that you have. So if you have 5 cards removed from play, he has 2,000, 2,000. If you have 10 cards removed from play, he has 4,000 attack and defense, and it's pretty decent. This is actually my favorite deck, and I'm trying to make this really good. I'm probably going to end up taking the Mukas out and stuff like that because the deck works without it too, and the deck is actually just really nice. But I keep the Mukas in because it's a fun deck, so it's not made to be challenging. Sometimes I'll have like Muka in my hand or a giant rat or something, but then I also have like Call the Haunted, Bottomless, Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning in my hand too. But I just don't set it because I want to have fun with the deck, so I just summon Muka or something, and that's what I do because I need cards in my hand, and yeah. But I do that though, seriously. Sometimes I have Warning, I could MST a card or something if I wanted to. I could probably play Heavy Storm, which isn't in this deck, but yeah, this deck's a fun deck, and I play it like a fun deck too. And 2 Tengus are in the grave, you have 1 left, use that. Put the 2 Tengus back in the deck, turn the card on the field to the hand. You could probably return your Gores or something back, or Call the Haunted Sangan, and return Call the Haunted to your hand. Sangan goes to the grave, you get Sangan's effect, add, this card or Muka back to your hand. But this is a fun deck, but I really like this deck too. This is a Ferry continuous spell card deck kind of thing. I call it Precious Ferry, and it makes this card broken. And sometimes, yeah, this card is kind of broken. This deck is kind of good too. Really good, kind of good, but, also not good, kind of good too, because, all these decks are broken, so even starter decks probably starting to be broken now too. Like a Dark World starter deck. And it's just Yugioh now. But just put this deck short, if that's in your hand, get this from your deck, use this, especially some of this from your hand, and whenever he's destroyed and I think sent to the graveyard, then you get 2 tokens. One can't be destroyed by battle, the other one can't be destroyed by card effects. But he's really used because of his tokens. Don't care about the what they do. It's just the tokens. So when he's dead, you get 2 tokens. You can play that. Then you could like normal summon one of him. And then you draw 2 cards. Or normal summon this or this, and you start drawing cards, and then eventually you get 2 of these on the field. Then when you tribute summon, like if you do this, what you need with the card, and if you have 2 or 3 of these on the field, you're gonna draw either like 2, 4, or 6 cards, and that's pretty much each turn, because you're gonna summon one every turn. And with Tragodia at 2, then if I upgrade this deck, there'll be 2 Tragodias in here, 1 less Avarice, so you really do need probably Avarice, I think. So that would suck for this deck. But with Tragodia at 2 and how this deck's supposed to draw a lot of cards, that's gonna be really good for this deck. I guess that's it for this deck. Kinda wanna get through all this so people won't be like bored maybe, I don't know. This deck I never finished it, but it was like a self-destruct deck. You kill your own cards, and that's actually pretty much it. All you have to do is look at the cards, and that's it. You don't really do much. You just, you kill your own cards. That's pretty much it. Then you use their effects. This one I call it Spell Sorcerer 1 because I was gonna make 2 versions. One that's made to go first, like this one kind of, and one that's made to go second, which will probably have like these in there too. Maybe 2 monks, because they have better attack and stuff, And that's pretty much it. You can use this card too to switch Max Sorcerer, so it has attack by 14. And it also switches your opponent's ones too, if they have an effect. And this card's actually pretty good though. I think I have 3 in here. I don't know why I took it out. I think I took it out because of Miniaturize, which stops XYZ summons, Synchro summons, and it also makes your opponents, once they have 1,000 less attack. So this card is definitely like pretty good. I think I don't have 3 in here because you can't side deck or anything. So if I'm gonna main deck it, I'm probably gonna have 2, because it probably won't be good against Gravekeepers. Because they're probably not gonna XYZ summon or Synchro that much. But if you could side deck, I'm sure this deck would be really good, because then you could side into what stop your opponents. Like this too. This is gonna be useless against Gravekeepers, but for Synchro decks, this is good. That's probably why I'm not even winning, because I can't side deck, so I have to use just what I have. So if I play Gravekeeper to this deck, this is useless. That's useless. Compulsory is probably useless. I don't know. And this is useless too, because they're spellcasters. So yeah, like if I play Gravekeepers, I can't side into like this, which I think this will probably be useless too, but I can't side into this, and this isn't useless and great if my opponent was Gravekeepers. But that's it for that deck. This is a Strike Ninja deck. It's supposed to basically just be Strike Ninja and DD Scout Plane, and you basically XYZ summon for level 2s, and that's it. I think this deck can be made better because of the XYZ summons. Like, since this is a Wind type and Pyro, you could use Wind type and Pyro stuff like this card. And this, since it's a spellcaster, you probably have Secret Village too, just because you can XYZ summon so easily with Strike Ninja and DD Scout Plane. And this too, Well, that's it for that. This is another FTK deck. It's pretty good, or was pretty good. I don't know. One Pot Avarice, and this deck kind of worked. Definitely needs Pot Avarice, I think. But to cut down to get straight to the point, in the end, when you do everything that you're supposed to do, you just have to have one of these left in your hand or deck. Summon this, or actually have this on the field, and you basically equip it with Axe of Fools, so it negates the effect. So you use the effect over and over again until you only have 500 life points left. Then you put Black Pendant on the field, and then Reversal Quiz. You probably guess spell though, of course, but that's pretty much it. You only have 500 life points left. You put Black Pendant on the field. Doesn't even have to be equipped. Just have to, you can set it if you want to. Activate Reversal Quiz. Call spell card. If you get it right, don't forget that you have to get it right. If you get it right, then you and your opponent's life points switch, and it goes to the grave. And then after it resolves, Black Pendant activates to do 500 damage to your opponent. And since you only had 500, and then since you switched, that'll be game. Pretty much. This is another volcanic one. It's just same thing. Use volcanic this time. Volcanic shell and dragon queen and stuff. It's for that precious fairy thing. It's a different version, I guess. Yeah, you can have this too. I guess the other one really isn't updated since I put this one in here. And that's a fairy type. Right, I think it's a light fairy. That was the thing. So I can only do it with one of these, but that's a dark fairy. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And the last one is that Zetta deck. I kinda like this deck. I mean, it's just because it's a fun deck, but get 2 of these in the graveyard. Activate Future Visions, maybe. Your opponent summons. It gets for play. If it's a normal summon, you get 2 tokens. They probably set 2 cards. Your turn goes. Token Sunday. Destroy those 2 that they had. And the good thing about this deck, this card, I mean, is that it does not target. It's just like a Saber Slash. So you can't. Your opponent. I don't think they can play Starlight Road because destroying your tokens is not a cost either. But yeah, I don't think they can play Starlight Road. But the good thing about this card though is that until it resolves, you keep your tokens and you don't target nothing. So if your opponent wants to do something, they better do it while they can. It's just like Saber Slash or maybe Trishula, since Trishula doesn't target. So it's either your opponent doesn't do anything or play what they have, but it's not like it matters with the Trishula. Whatever they do is going to get room for play. And bottomless, it removes, so you play bottomless, get a token, play that, get a token, play that, get a token. Use this effect, or use Blackluster Soldier's effect, get a token. Yeah, this deck definitely isn't updated because I only have 1 Tragodia, and why would I only have 1 Tragodia with this deck? Actually, that would make sense because it's not like I'm gonna have cards in my hand that much since I'm gonna be using Dark Refer. But Tragodia is pretty good. Future Fusions, they summon 1 token. Token Sunday, yeah. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can probably use that too. So yeah, all this was just my decks, just to make a Yu-Gi-Oh video in case if anybody was wondering what I have and stuff. But but like I said, I haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh in a while. Not even Call of Duty, not any games actually. Just that a little bit like music game, that rhythmic thing. But that's because I play with it when I go to sleep. So, because like I'm laying on the bed, bored, not sleepy yet, but I'm tired. I don't want to go on TV. So I'll just get that out, start making little song stuff. So that's why I have like that rhythmic thing on, because I'll do that the most because I do it when I'm about to go to sleep. But I can't do this when I'm about to go to sleep because I'm about to go to sleep. Well, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's it. Okay, let me turn this thing off.